Praise be to Jesus. Well, hello everyone. It's Saturday, August the 18th. Well, here's a story that I think is significant, so I'll bring this to you. In Nebraska, the government and I guess one diocese is calling for abuse victims to come forward. Now, the reason this is important is that it's really the first step in what has to happen before a before the government or the police or a district attorney can take the information to a judge to get a search warrant. In other words, the judge is going to say, "Well, what proof do you have?" And they can't say, "Well, it happened in Pennsylvania. We want to see if what's going on here, so we want a search warrant for." Let's say the diocesan offices or something. They can't do that. They have to have credible allegations that have been looked into, and then a judge will decide whether to issue a search warrant or not. So, this is the first state that seems to be doing this. Attorney General and Bishop call for people to bring abuse allegations to authorities. Lincoln, Nebraska, from Church Militant. After Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro released a grand jury report about child sex abuse in the Catholic Church, Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson is likewise encouraging victims of clerical sex abuse to contact authorities. In a news release on Thursday, the state attorney general's office issued an important reminder to all Nebraskans, calling on citizens to report allegations of sex abuse to authorities. The statement provides phone numbers for the Nebraska Child Abuse Hotline and the Nebraska Crime Stoppers tip line. The Attorney General's office said, also, if you are not a victim but have reason to believe abuse of a child has occurred or a child is at risk, you are required by law to report such information to the appropriate authorities. I think there are laws in every state having to do with the reporting of child abuse. It also said, for the safety of all Nebraskans, it is important that you speak up so perpetrators are brought to justice and other possible victims are protected from future harm. The statement encouraged victims to reach out regardless of when the abuse occurred. Now that's important because, as we know in Pennsylvania, almost all of the cases couldn't be prosecuted because they were just too old. But I think what the state of Pennsylvania was really after was uncovering the cover up by cardinals and bishops and priests. That's really what they really wanted to do. I think they knew very early on that there couldn't be any prosecutions in all these old cases. But, it's, I guess, in a very good way. The secular worlds, they saw an opportunity to bring down the Catholic Church in America. That's really the way I look at it. That's really what they're trying to do, I think. Um, knowing that they can't prosecute, why go through, like 1,000 pages that they put together, and who knows how much information they had to sort through to get the information that they did. So, this really could be the beginning of if a lot of states do this. Um, the Catholic Church in America is who knows. It's certainly not going to be what it was, which is a good thing, in that sense. But what'll eventually, what eventually will come of all this, who knows? Well, anyway, there's more to the article if you're interested in reading it, and I'll leave the link in the description box.